Thank you for tuning in to MAC's Technical Market Update. I'm Ken Lake with the update tonight. Information I'm going to give tonight reflected pretty much in the newsletter that we put out each week. If you go to the website, mishag.com, you can see a link back to the newsletter with this information and some other things. Start with March corn. The key thing here to remember in March corn is that fundamentals are pretty poor, that the plenty of old crop stocks is kind of keeping the lid on this market. But notice that following a 200-day moving average, we've seen March corn trade above this 368 moving average a couple of times. I think that's a key place here, that if we could get a close above 368, say in the 370 range, that would open us up to these kind of upside targets, probably in the 380 range, another dime higher. So far, the last couple of days, we haven't seen that sort of strength. And again, simply because there's a lot of cash movement happening right now in these lower values, and so holders of old crop corn should go ahead and continue to price corn in here. We just don't see a lot of upside potential in old crop corn. December corn is a little bit different. When I switch to that view, you're going to see that December corn has tracked along this 200-day moving average for many weeks. Actually, you have traded above 387 for a long time here, and we've had a couple of highs about 396 3/4. I continue to believe that that's probably a place to hedge a little bit of the 2017 crop, but there's still some nervousness around what the planting intentions are going to be. We know they're going to be down, but I wouldn't take my long position into March 31st. I would get something hedged before that. So use the 390, 395 range as a place to begin those hedges. Could have targets in this $3.99, $4 range. We may get something done there. Going to switch to March soybeans. You see March soybeans, short-term trends pretty firm here. I think soybeans are we have some premium in both old and new crop soybeans, just simply because for the last 2 years, even though we've had a projected 500 million bushel carryout, we end up with something closer to 200 when it's all said and done. So this market's a little nervous about the actual production in South America. Don't see any major problems there, but until we do, we're still probably going to track a little bit sideways here. Old crop soybean holders should probably hold those right now, since the stochastics, the momentum indicators are pretty weak, and we probably should see some higher values in March soybeans going into next week. November soybeans show a pretty similar pattern. Again, can't seem to trade above the 1030 range. We've traded 1040 a couple of times, and kind of marking ourselves sideways here. Use the 1030 area as a place to advance hedges. The thing you have to be careful of here is, if we do get a close above 1040, it's going to open us up for this 50-60 cents of upside potential going forward. So timing is important, and look around at the fundamentals when that happens as to how bullish you want to get. I'm going to speak just a bit here on March wheat. March wheat, of course, wheat completely dogged the market. There's no fundamental support here for higher wheat values. We have seen wheat up 3 of the last 4 days, a little bit lower today. I've made the recommendation that old crop wheat holders should liquidate. We have some basis contracts, DP contracts, that we've priced pretty aggressively today, and there's the only fundamental reason to hold wheat into March is the idea that we can get some crop conditions report that would reflect some winter kill in the southwest, and if we get that kind of weather and those sort of reports, then we could see a pop here, but it would depend completely on where we'd launch that rally from, and world supplies do not support higher values. Likewise, in the July contract, world supplies do not support higher values. However, seedings are at a 50-year low, I think the lowest since 1909. So fundamentals don't support a lot lower prices beyond June 30th into the new crop. So I've told customers that have 2017 production that they could probably just sit here and wait to see what harvest values bring. before they make their decisions. Basis values locally, at least in the eastern corn belt, probably would strengthen into harvest time simply because stocks are starting to dwindle somewhat. However, mills are covered until that spring period, so going back to old crop wheat, there's literally no reason to hold old crop wheat for that reason.